Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NJCAAE. I'm Treasure. I'm joined here by Booker, and we have finally the conclusion of our season of NJCAA Rocket League, our grand finals.
Yeah, we are here with two behemoths of the scene, and believe it or not, they came from the same group in the Invitational division here, and they have been running their way through the bracket. It is the Titans, one from the north, one from the not the north. I don't know, the east. Demons of the East and the Demons of the North. There you go. Yeah, Easterly. Northern Virginia Community College versus a St. Clair College. This is actually a cross-country competition. Canada versus USA, which is really in the spirit of the days right now. World Cup going on.
Oh, yeah. We get a little bit more international competition going, but all is fair and well as they bridge across the two regions, and we're not that far anyways. It's a wide land across the US and the rest of North America, but these two teams have some fun stories going with them across this season. Northern Virginia, they have a bit of a dynasty in NJ. In the last 2 years, they've accrued 2 championships. They're looking for a third one today, and that would actually put them at a record-breaking. Currently, they hold a tied record for a number of NJ championships. If they can clutch this one up, that's a third one and the first team to ever make 3 seasons in a row to boot.
Interestingly enough, the team that they would be beating out for that title is, I think, Lincoln Lake Community College, if I'm not mistaken, Treasure. So this is, this is going to be an interesting one. You better, they better hope you don't have any sway on the results here.
Yeah, that would be. I'd have to be rooting slightly against them for my team to hold on to that tied title for the moment, but
it's like a little bit. It's like a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, we do a little bit of biased commentary, but we'll make sure you know. St. Clair, on the other hand,
it's like their first time into the league. By the way, they're running their academy roster, of course, is coming in, and yeah, they've been just kind of having a time at it. Interestingly, they've been trading back and forth. First time they met in week 2, Northern Virginia took it 3-1 over St. Clair, and actually recently in winners finals, or I guess what do we call it, upper finals? Is it the upper finals on the bracket?
Yeah, upper finals.
One of the two.
Technically.
That's what the cool kids say. St. Clair actually got up on the run back 3-1, so this is Nova looking to try to even up the score and bring it into a bracket reset, which would be very exciting for these two teams because they've been having a heck of a season.
Yeah, Nova. Usually the upper dogs, the holding on to the title, you'd think that they're the favorites going into this, but statistically they are at the disadvantage. 3-1 wins for both of these teams across the season, but they're having to be stuck in the lower finals, having lost the playoffs match between the two of them. So they have to win 2 best-of-5s in a row. Will be a taxing path for them to find the championship if they are to. St. Clair haven't gotten that important leg up on their competition last week.
Winning regular seasons, whatever. Yeah, it's all about the playoffs here. And actually, if you guys weren't keeping track, there's 2 divisions this year in the NJC. There's the Invitational, which is this one, kind of the upper division you have to qualify for, and then there is the Open division specifically, and that final occurred on Sunday. It was actually yesterday, where Wake Technical Community College, their gold roster, was able to take down Borough of Manhattan, the Panthers. That was a nice 4-2 victory for them. They get to go home with their first championship. Congratulations, by the way, and we're trying to crown our second pair of champions here this season. I like when there's 2 divisions, personally. I like having more than one champion. I think it makes it a little bit more exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way everyone gets a little bit more even competition as well. That way not everyone has to go right into Nova and St. Clair and just have to deal with that quite the same. It'll keep the matches a little more lively for everyone involved. But going back to the regular season, we talked about them matching up. Northern Virginia did have the flawless regular season. Of course, the only loss for St. Clair being Northern Virginia. So the first time for them to lose was against St. Clair this season. So that's a bit of a kick in the boot for them, I think. Speed things up, and I think that'll really have that fire in their belly to be getting in it for this last match.
I'm looking at the bracket too. And round 2 winners, because it was top 4 from each division got into the playoffs. Round 2 winners had 3 out of the 4 teams from the same group. So Group 2 was just stacked. They were just going at it. It was
Oh
like the
my.
GTCC Titans. They got into. They ended up finishing. It looks like they finished fifth. Interesting finish. Mineral Area was able to clutch it out with them, but well, I say clutch it out. It was 3-0. That's it. They're
Oh
gonna be
my.
feeling that one. But it was a very stacked group. I think that the approach of having an invitational season, kind of putting all the top talent together, has definitely paid dividends for the NJC this season. Speaking of which, been a lot of championships. You guys haven't been tuning in. There's going to be matches all week long here on this channel. Tomorrow is what is it? R6? Do you know?
Should be Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, so that should be pretty exciting as well. So stay tuned if you're a fan of Rocket League, you're a fan of the NJC overall. You're gonna very much enjoy the rest of the matches that we have to offer you.
Yeah, and since we are looking at that bracket, another interesting bracket story that we got to see didn't quite come to fruition all the way here to grand finals, but definitely shout out to Heartland Community College losing their round 1 in playoffs, kind of being on the brink, but fighting tooth and nail to get every single round that they could get, finally falling to Northern Virginia, as Northern Virginia, of course, is on this warpath to get back to the first position. But a noble run for 4 rounds in losers bracket. So they were our other heroes of playoffs that were just couldn't quite make it to the finish line this season. So
Hey, I love me a good
interesting one to look
storyline,
forward
right?
to in the spring at the very least.
Yeah, no, definitely. I really think the spring is going to be shaking out a lot of competition. There will be a little bit of a shakeup with how seasons are going to be ran, but I know the Invitational is here to stay. Um, Going into the game, these are, well, I'm looking at the St. Clair roster right now, all over the place when it comes to their schooling, which is interesting. It's good to see it from esports players, right? A lot of these esports athletes, you would think that they all have like, I don't know, IT, going to like computer sciences and stuff. But
There's
I'm
a
looking
lot
at
of them.
this.
There's a lot of them.
Was it Ramen? Ramen's a biomedical engineer.
That is very
That's too
exciting.
smart for me.
We
I
do
know
see-
that's very. I like that
yeah,
one.
we see a lot of engineers coming through these programs as well. I think that's kind of one of those keys towards looking at the link between sports and esports, as well as like success and especially higher level STEM. So there's so much engineering. I see a lot of cybersecurity as well. Uh, Descent on the team is going for electrical techniques, which is another interest in similar vein. So it's cool to see so many different kinds of careers. Nitrix as well from St. Clair, looking at esports
Yeah.
administration. So that's real exciting type of schools that are not just offering esports teams, but additional degrees that go with their experience in esports and move them on for having careers beyond just as players.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And if you are looking at any colleges, by the way, I know that there are probably some people here watching that are looking into getting to college. Junior college is a good place to start, definitely. I did it myself. It was a fantastic experience, and I think the caliber of talent that we're showing right here goes to show that you could still get the 4-year college experience when it comes to an athletic program, same place that you can do it anywhere else. I think it's a fantastic place to start, honestly. Look into some neighboring community colleges, and you'll probably end up in the NJC, right?
Yeah, or nationally spanning and even poking up into the rest of North America as well. So there's plenty of potential to be up here your very self. But yeah, looking at local, definitely a great thing, especially if you're not totally sure what you're looking at for sure. And money-wise, community colleges do offer a more economical deal. I mean, I don't think that's the thing that's to be underplayed, right? Like, there's no shame in that. It's a great method for getting degrees and moving on to careers.
I actually argue all the time that like getting your gen eds and stuff done and like trying to figure out what you're doing, especially for people that don't know what they want to do yet, right? Because making a decision, you go off to college. Yeah, see, right? It's like you going off to college and you're just like trying to pick something out of a hat. Yeah, exactly. So definitely go try to get your gen eds done if you're a high school student perspective. And there are a lot of really good schools in NJC. You see a couple of them, very talented ones right here, but are fantastically excelling in not only their athletic ability but also their educational ability. And I think that that's something that needs to be very much looked at when you're looking at a school choice. So for sure.
Yeah, and
we're
especially
a little bit closer
with esports programs. Oh, I think the resume building alone of getting a 2-year somewhere where you're getting involved in esports, and that's super useful for moving up to a 4-year institution where you have a career behind you in esports that recruiters there and coaches directors can be looking at. So definitely another helpful thing there. We're plugging our main things here. We're waiting on a little bit of technical difficulty on the hosting of the server. So these things happen, but
there was a broadcast the other day that was working with like Halo, and the servers just kept going down. That's something people don't talk about when it comes to the broadcasting side of things. Just like servers just failing on us all the time.
Yeah, sometimes you're just wrestling technical issues for an hour.
I know.
And
I know.
All smiles up front.
It's not too bad.
Happening.
You got us to talk to, at the very least. We're kind of good company. Treasure is at least. He's a dashingly good smile. All right, well, I'm gonna actually run through a little bit of the lower bracket. Yeah. I say lower bracket. I'm more about like the open bracket specifically, because this is just a different division entirely. Because if I'm not mistaken, and I regularly am, but I'm gonna check it real quick. I think Nova actually ran two teams.
Helps be sure.
I think they ran
looks
teams.
like
I'll have to check it on a go.
All right. Yeah, we'll get those details as well. We might come back for some more storytelling about brackets, but looks like technical issues are going to take a little bit longer. So we'll be back in just 5 minutes. No need to go anywhere. Keep the tab up, and we'll continue, and we'll actually get to see the showdown start going in just a few minutes. We are back. All right.
Back, everybody. Oh my gosh. We didn't plan.
No, we didn't. All right. But here we are back with Northern Virginia Community College and St. Clair College. These two squaring up in grand finals of Invitational Division Rocket League for the NJCAAE. So these two are finally ready to go. I think we have some audio issues, so we'll have some stream beast to vibe on out to during the match as opposed to audio. So we'll do our best to keep things interesting. Maybe make a little bit of those onomatopoeias.
You want to do it ourselves
when they score? Yeah. Well, maybe we'll take turns.
We actually, it's a funny story. We had a buddy who goes to beatboxing competitions now that we knew from high school. We could bring him on. Yeah, buddy would do a really good job actually.
That would be the professional for the job for sure.
Right.
You're gonna solve the right
sound effects. Man. Yeah, we are going
amateur
into
making Rocket League noises.
You gotta bring in the real pros. But anyway, we're going into winners finals of the invitational bracket. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is going to be the Northern Virginia Nighthawks facing off against St. Clair Academy's roster. This is USA versus Canada. We're in World Cup season, so we really want to battle it out between the countries here. This is a reigning champ versus the new upstart, I would say, since the first time that the Academy roster has been here in the NJC at all in the Rocket League area, and this is looking for a third-time championship win here for Northern Virginia. So there's a lot on stake here, Treasure.
Yeah, a debut finish in first place would be just such a resounding victory. But of course, the back-to-back-to-back is also a great little piece of trophies to be bringing back to the school if they are to do so. So either way, it's going to be an exciting story. They both got great storylines behind them as well, especially with Northern Virginia getting knocked into losers bracket up until this point. So again, they do have to win a best of 5 and then another best of 5 where the two of them are finally on even footing since they were knocked out in the playoffs bracket. So it's going to be a little bit more pressure on Novo's back here as they get started. Dougie hitting that kickoff. Already a pass pretty solidly, bringing this back to Nitrix, who clears this one out of their goal and keeps things moving.
Yeah, Doug's going to be trying to pass it off to his teammate here, but Gwip not able to find the footing at all, and Ramen left by himself here in mid. A little bit of backup under descent, but not able to get anything too much coming in for the Nighthawks.
There you go, Ramen. Oh, keeping this aggressive play going. Nitrix wants the goal, but he is not going to be able to quite find it. Still, the aggression is keeping up for their team.
St. Clair, a little bit of life here, trying to make sure that the goal is not in. Ramen able to save it off for his team here and passes it off to Nitrix. Be running it down mid right now, and thankfully Ramen is there to support, but they are going to be handing the ball yet again off to the Nova, and Dougie's here looking for a goal, but it just gets intercepted.
Yeah, we're seeing some consistent reads on the defense, even when left on a single player behind, and a couple great saves from St. Clair. This second one right now. Oh, Descent isn't able to quite get it. Nitrix does pick this up with a clear, trying to find any more touches that they can, but offsides at this point, St. Clair has to slow things down. A perfect catch right there.
Yeah, Nova's going to be trying to get another hit onto net, but it's going to be diffused yet again here. Nitrix looking to back it up just in case Descent can't do it, but he can, thankfully, and that is going to be sending the ball yet again down mid. Is Descent a little bit lost here, trying to figure out where the ball went, and a demolition with Nitrix being very aggressive here, trying to take care of the defenders on the Nova side.
Oh, a little angel save right there. Descent is going to keep up the pressure, though, continuing to pass back and forth. Northern Virginia is going to be a little bit starved at this point with St. Clair being on their side so constantly, barely even pushing back behind the midline. Demo could be the opening needed, but no, Descent catches this one, continues this move in, and looks for an aerial off the wall. Can't quite redirect it to the net.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate mispositioning there, but the pressure is still on from St. Clair's. They are forcing Nova on the back foot. Nitrix trying to intercept it as the shot on net is unsuccessful, and he's going to be sending it out towards the way, and there is a follow-up here from Descent. First goal could be going towards St. Clair.
Yeah, this constant aggression is really starting to pay off for St. Clair. I'm not sure how many shots that we've gotten so far, but I think they're starting to dwarf Northern Virginia. And while we have a lot of catches and players ready to follow up on their previous defender, they're not.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, just allowing too many shots to go through, and misrotation on kickoff.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Quip just was left by himself and mispositioned, and that kind of just let Ramen get a free goal here. And St. Clair pulls very much ahead now, 2-0 into game one.
All right, not looking to have another kickoff goal, but yes, Nitrix barely missing this one, not quite having the same opportunity as before. Northern Virginia's not going to make the same mistake they did already. Ramen gets this one up, but they're going to peel off now, allowing Northern Virginia to take.
Dougie's looking for a hit. Descent finds it instead, and that's going to be sending towards his teammates. The possession is still firmly in St. Clair's side. Nova's nowhere to be seen. Where is the goalie at? And the third goal is going to be going the way of Ramen. 2 already on the board here. I'm not sure what's happening on the defense here from Nova, Treasure.
Yeah, that is the second time in a row Whip has been scored on. Not quite getting there fast enough to stop the aggression. All right, here,
Ramen's going to be able to find it him. Oh, yeah, he finds it himself, sends it up towards his teammates, but is intercepted here by Gwip. And finally, we're getting a bit more of demolitions coming the side of Nova as they are taking a page out of the playbook that St. Clair has presented with them. And that's an unfortunate centering here from Gwip, but thankfully a teammate is able to calmly diffuse that situation.
Yeah, that was a really tense situation, I think, especially with Doug slowing things down and just getting totally intercepted. A ball goes slightly into the St. Clair net, but it's not quite what Northern Virginia needs, especially with the timer starting to tick down. Just over a minute and a half left at this point, and they just can't keep a hold of the ball. They can't keep possession once they're on the opponent's side of the pitch.
Nitrix combating the entirety of St. Clair's team of Nova's team right now, and Ramen, they just need to play keep away for the most part, right? They don't really care too much that that Nova has the ball. They just want to keep it as far away from their goal as possible, and here just shutting down any aggression that they have going for them. Ultor trying to find an opening here, and there's going to be a hit from Dougie, but that follow-up is just not enough to find an opening in the armor that St. Clair's presenting.
50 seconds now. It's going to have to go fast for Nova to get back into this game. They're having a hard time with the aggression. Even the solo plays aren't quite panning out. Oh, another nice redirect going for it, but Ultor can't find it this time. Yeah, speeding up right now. Nova knows that it's dire, especially with 30 seconds now. It has to be every 10 seconds.
Northern Virginia just looking for an opening, and they are keeping the offense here on the side of St. Clair, but these slow hits are just taking away the seconds left for this game. Ulter finds the ball here, but again, it's just intercepted, and it's not looking too good. It's looking rather grim, actually, Treasure. And 10 seconds left. I'm not sure if they're able to do it. 7 seconds. It's a lot of time to make goals, unfortunately. Ulter are going to be keeping it alive, but Maybe a hit from Dougie, but Nitrek's just going to be hitting it towards the ground, and that's going to be basically it here for Game 1. St. Clair pulling ahead so far for the first game of Grand Finals, the first series of Grand Finals here.
Yeah, even in the dying moments of that game, the ball was fully commanded by St. Clair. They kept it right by Nova's goal, but without even the fervor to get it in the net, just killing those last couple seconds.
Yeah, no, we got to see a little bit of a change up here from Nova. Nova needs to work on their positioning. They let the second goal kind of come through on a missed rotation, and this individual plays as well kind of shine with it. St. Clair is making sure Nova's on the back foot continuously, making them play 2v3s, those demos coming through, and Nova's not able to clear it up with those individual plays. So hopefully they take a second, they get a little bit of breather. We haven't seen a lot of streams from this season, but there are a lot of teams that take a second to really understand how the opponents play, right? Now that they have some more information, and this is a team that they played against previously, and then you just kind of need to understand how they're playing today. Now they have some more information. Hopefully we're going to be some changes kind of set into motion here from Northern Virginia.
Yeah, I think seeing some more passing plays on the aggression is going to be really important. Nova's having a really hard time right now keeping up possession of the ball. As soon as they go aggressive, they're just getting dunked every time by St. Clair. St. Clair is very willing to lose some pressure in order to just make sure that Nova can't hold on to the ball and keep it on the offensive side. So the St. Clair aerial game, they're doing a great job of predicting where the ball is going to be and just getting there at the very least to block Nova.
It's kind of interesting here. We're looking at the previous scores that these two teams have, and it's just back-to-back 3-1s, going one way or going the other. And that could kind of spell how this series is going to be panning out, where there's a little bit of life from the opposing team, but really one team is just going to run away with it. And so far, St. Clair really looking like they want to close this out. They are hungry to get their first win. Again, these upstarts, their first time into the NJC, comparatively up against Nova, who's been here a while. They're kind of like the old guard. I'm not sure what this roster's been playing at it. With community colleges, you do have 2 years, so you are going to be seeing, like the dynasties are built, they kind of expand over the course of roughly 4 semesters. It really depends on the timing. But this same roster from Nova has been continuously putting in work over the course of this season. So I'm hoping to see a bit more life of them going into this next one.
Yeah, that isn't quite the start you'd expect to see from a 7-0 team through regular season. So we have to hope for Nova's sake that this is where they start getting it going and get the ball rolling, literally and figuratively, as well as bouncing around and finding the back of the net. They've got close on a couple instances, a couple redirects that were just narrowly nicked by the defenders from St. Clair, but just nothing quite finding its way in, especially, or even towards the end when they're looking frantic, seeing that timer starting to tick down on them. 3 points is a lot once you start getting down to the last minute or two.
You are, Treasure. Right, you are. We're going to be getting into Game 2, and it's actually a little bit underway. First kickoff has already been happening, and Altar is in possession in the air. Ball and possession is going to be a little bit taken away from him right now, as Nitrix not finding what he needs to be, but he is here for the follow-up.
Oh, unfortunately, he's passed it right back to Altor. Altor doesn't get it, though. Doug has taken it himself and is looking to take it as far as possible back in blue possession. St. Clair's going to find their goal here, trying to circle back on the ball, though. Nitrix still doing a great job of getting the ball back to himself.
Ramen by himself looking to find a score, and that's actually 3 committal by the Nova roster. I'm not sure what they're looking for right now, but St. Clair not able to fully capitalize off of it here. Descent trying to keep it in play, but Altor looking to diffuse this aggression. Yes, it's just going to be cleared out so far with Whip, looking to find something, but it is knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, Dougie unable to catch, but Altor is sending this one to go off the wall. It's not going to get back to him, though. Consistently, St. Clair is on their back wall, stopping any of these redirects off the backboard.
Another shot on net here is Gwip. Not able to find his mark, but this is what we need to see from Nova. And look, there is a 3 committal. All 3 of the teammates from St. Clair trying to keep this ball away from him. And so far they were able to do it, but that that multiple committal is what we want to be seeing if you're a fan of Nova. St. Clair showing that they do have some weaknesses. But just as I say that, the score comes through, and Ramen, he finds an open net here, Treasure.
Yeah, this time there isn't those 3 defenders. I think there's been a little bit of overcommittal from Northern Virginia, where they're feeling the pressure. They need to keep the ball out of the net, but the communication's not quite coming out. 2 or 3 players are going for it, and that leaves them out of rotation slowly but surely over the course of these shots after shots on goal.
It doesn't look like that Nova has been able to really get possession even this game here. Ultra looking for something, but he is not able to find the mark. And oh my gosh, just barely able to get there. I'm not even sure if he did save that. I think it might have been off the backboard, but doesn't matter too much either way. They're able to save the ball. Ooh, and another shot on net here, Treasure.
Yeah, Descent is going to have to go up for this one, clearing it. Gwip has plenty of time to slow this play down unless Ramen comes up trying to get him. Still, that offense has to come out for blue side right now. They're not going to quite keep it going there. Nitrix sending another one on goal, but there's plenty of time for a response.
And they're okay wasting time, right? St. Clair's fine just sitting here trying to put as many shots on as possible for the net and trying to find more openings here. Not quite having it, but the positioning problems that Nova is having is very paramount, and St. Clair recognizes this chink in their armor.
Another pass for Orange, but there is a pair of players in the net, and St. Clair is going to take this one up the left side of the pitch. Nitrix here trying to get out of the corner. Can't, and there's no one left back. Ooh, no boom available, but the bump is going to be quite a lot.
Oh, nice shot on net by Gwip, but unfortunately not going to be finding its mark, and now we're going back towards the side of Nova. Nova's just not able to open it up at all. St. Clair is there at every single step of the way, taking possession away from them. Dougie looking for a hit, but look, see, Nitrix is right there. He's ready for it. They need to be looking out for their teammates a bit more here. Nitrix sending it over, setting it up. Not able to get it in, unfortunately, though, as it is knocked away here by Gwip.
Yeah, and picked back up by Ultar, but it's another dive from the offense that stops them from being able to hold on to possession. Oh, that redirect barely keeping it out of the net, but he can't just quite get back there for a second one in a row. Finally, Gwip's unrelenting aggression is able to pay off. He's just firing so many shots in, missing Nitrix by only an inch, just barely beating them out.
No, some fantastic positioning here from Gwip. He was just very prepared, ready to pull the trigger there to try to get it off of the net, and is now 1-1 here going into game 2. We finally see some life from Nova. They have not previously been able to get a single kind of point onto the board here game 1, but it's nice to see they've been picking it up here into game 2. It is kind of a clown fiesta right now in mid.
Yeah, everybody wants a touch of the ball right now. It doesn't go anywhere that anyone's expecting. So this lob is going to be big for Altar to pick up, send it out once again. But that's a prediction from Ramen that keeps this ball just flying across the pitch back and forth before anyone really finds some solid control.
Nitrix looking to try to commit here. Ramen was actually the one that found the ball. He's going to be hitting it towards his own teammates, but finally Nova able to clear it out for this specific part of the game. Descent not able to find anything, unfortunately, but it is cleared yet again. And Nova, they just not having concentrated attacks right now. Is that an open net right there, Treasure? It is! It is an open net. Descent's able to get it in and gets another score here for St. Clair.
Yeah, there's this big solo play from Ramen, taking it as far as they can and seeing their teammate as a perfect opportunity to bunt off. If not even any movement required, that's breaks pulled. I'm in the correct spot to send this thing right at the net right now. And Nova just was not prepared for that. So finally we see some control for more than a couple seconds at a time, and St. Clair used that happily to take advantage of.
Back and forth here. Ultor able to get it clear. Good punishing on Descent's overcommittal of his boost, as Ramen's going to be sending it straight towards the opposing player. They're trying to even up this score. They get looking towards overtime, but it's on St. Clair to play keep away as much as possible, and they are wasting as much time as they can. It's going to be knocked towards the ground, and no one there from Nova is able to pick it up, and St. Clair pulls ahead 2-0 so far. But I liked the life that we were seeing out of Nova. They smell blood on the water, and they don't want to go down without a fight here, Treasure.
What I really hope to see from them, first of all, more passing plays we were seeing, and that's absolutely pivotal for them. But they're nervous on defense. We're seeing a lot of bangs and opportunities where they could be holding onto the ball, slowing down their play. And St. Clair is aggressive. They're putting on a lot of pressure to the defense constantly. But neither team, and I think this is the crux of it, is really implying a lot of bumps and demos to get that extra mile that they need. I think in Northern Virginia especially is needing that right now because we've got a lot of shots on goals, but we see constant times where the second man is rotating out and leaving whoever has the ball at the moment to just be slinging these at the net over and over again. But St. Clair, they're rotating quick, especially on defense, so they always have someone in net to deal with it.
And generally, when your opponents are playing faster than you at the time, the best thing to do is just slow it down. And I think you hit it right on the head right there. We really want to see Nova just slowing the game down more. Kind of just take their time a bit instead of just passing off the ball as soon as they get it, right? And I know they're playing a little bit on defense where they have to kind of make sure that at least the ball's not going to the net. But just keeping that possession, like you mentioned, that is what we perfectly need. I want to see the game slow down a bit more here from Nova. This is potential... not only series point, but this could be the last game of the entire tournament here, the entire season so far, and we got to see something from Nova as we're going into it.
Yeah, we are seeing something unprecedented. Nova looking scant with any options on a back foot, something I've never seen from this team before. So that is a monument to how St. Clair is playing right now, and a monument to how this is actually a championship point game right now with two really strong looking games behind us. Altar can't quite find this one even with the redirect to his teammate, but we're seeing exactly what we need, some tighter goals and teamwork with the players. Ramen just bumped out of oblivion, barely able to stop a goal from coming out.
Looks like we got a switch, by the way. One of the players is out. I think it's Jug. It took a little bit of the seat. It's now Power into play. Yes, Powerful Lord. Yep. He is here, and he is ready to bring the trophy back home to its rightful owners. Ultor finding the ball right now. Good possession. Good pass here. Shot onto net. And Ultor's not there to pass it off. And it unfortunately is a little bit diffused. And oh, no, that is not what we want to see here, Treasure.
Yeah, St. Clair gets there first on this juggle. Descent, yeah, a great prediction from Descent. With plenty of boost available, he sees opportunity. Everyone's been juggling this ball back and forth in the center of the field, just keeping it teed up right where he wants it.
Oh, this is a fantastic kickoff. Very even so far. A lot of time to get boost here. Powerful Lord trying to keep it on the side of St. Clair as much as possible. And it is passed over to Ultor. He's facing down 3 members of St. Clair's team, and he is not able to navigate past them, unfortunately, as Nitrix is here putting on the pressure as much as possible towards Nova's side.
All right, great communication right there, ready for the pass. Powerful Lord looking to intercept and keep this on the orange side. He's got an opportunity there, but he's not quite fast enough. Another ball getting sent towards orange net. Oh my God, no. And a fast pull-up on that side of the field. Nitrix seeing the opportunity, yeah, takes these little pads, gets exactly the boost needed to send this one back into a corner of the net.
Nitrix doesn't care. He doesn't care how many players you have on the bench to kind of throw in. He is willing and pushing to end the series right now. He wants to take it home. He wants to take this trophy home, and it looks like the rest of St. Clair is right behind him. The ball is going to be taken a bit from Ramen. He's going to get a little bit over-aggressive without his teammates there, but thankfully, it hasn't really panned out for the opposing team as Ultor looks to put on another shot on the net that is again snuffed out.
Yeah, find some bumps there, but it's not going to keep them out of the play like he was hoping. Yeah, this ball has been teed for Descent. Ooh, a couple bounces right there. Could have gone either way, but the 50s land once again towards St. Clair's side. But with Ramen having plenty of time to get control of this ball, looking for a solo play, getting it over the second defender, but finally stopped and sent back to midfield. But Nitrix is here to keep up aggression. Powerful Lord wants this opportunity to push up with his teammate, but Ultor dunked on again.
Yeah, Power's just having to play on the back foot consistently. Ultor finally able to get past one of the attackers here from St. Clair, but again, we go back to this whole keep away scenario. And there's a shot, but unfortunately, Descent is there able to save it, and he's just going to be pushing on the other side of the field immediately.
Yeah, Powerful Lord, our addition there wasn't able to quite get that goal. Would have been a heater if he had landed it, but a third one in the net for St. Clair. They are looking so good right now. Nitrix with so many shots.
I wonder how many goals he has. I don't have the score in front of me right now to check, but I know he's been really putting in the work here, just locking them in, making sure that the ball is on the side of Nova, it is going to go straight into their net.
We're looking for the flip reset here. Ultra, I don't think it quite landed, unfortunately, and it's landed in the nest of the opponents. Nova does have possession here off of that 50. Nitrix looking to keep the aerial play going, but actually his descent a total red herring.
Altor looking to find something here as the ball is going the way of St. Clair, and Ramen attempting to close it up, coming at a weird angle. A follow-up from Power coming in a bit awkward, and it's just going to be passing off possession straight to the center. Nitrix getting that demo. It allows him to get another point in, and it's a slaughter here into Game 3.
sorry. Nitrix there, taking this from a nice even back and forth moment, finding an opportunity for a demo, just like we were talking about earlier, and suddenly the net is wide open. There's no one left to rotate back into net. The timer is starting to close in on Nova. Their opportunity for this championship, for the bracket reset even, is looking slim now with a minute and a half.
Ultra are looking to find something, but St. Clair is ready to just go and diffuse any sort of aggression he has. Descent needs to just play keep away, right? We've talked about it before. He's going to be running down the clock as much as possible, and there is a very quick Altor, but he's not going to be able to find anything.
There we go, keeping this one out of the net. Yep. But Altor putting everything on the line and barely having anyone back in time. That was a very dangerous position for Nova, and when they're already so far down, they have to really get moving at this point to get any points on the board. Oh, the St. Clair player not quite in a position to keep this one going, but as long as the ball is on Nova's side, they are feeling fine.
Yeah, they do not care. They are here. They are beating Nova almost every single time to the ball. And there it is again, Ramen able to send it that way towards the pitch. And Altor is left with nothing but to just try to salvage the ball to make sure that the score doesn't get even worse for his team.
Between these two groups, neck and neck all the way through regular season, with Northern Virginia finding the win in the matchup with the same group. These two teams played against each other early, this death group, 3 of the top 4 teams, and Northern Virginia finding their win and the 7-0 in regular season just to make it all the way up until winners finals, where they are stopped dead by St. Clair in a 1-3 reversal of their regular season matchup. And now in winners finals, they just cannot shine a light to St. Clair. A third match, only getting 1 point across this final. St. Clair are our champions for NJCAA Championships Rocket League for the fall 2022.
Yeah, these are your invitational champions as well. This is the upper bracket. These are the best of the best, and they definitely are here to prove it. 3-0 slam. They closed out and they said, all right, we don't want to have an even score anymore. We're going to make sure we have a winning score against every single person we play. And they were out for blood, and that's all she wrote here. Congratulations to St. Clair. I know that the directors could be happy to bring another championship home.
Yeah, phenomenal debut showing in their competition. That will bring it close to our Rocket League season as a whole, now that we have Open and Invitational champions. We will continue with NJCAA competition. Beyond today, though, now that Rocket League is over, tomorrow we have the Rainbow Six Siege Championships that will be playing out at, is it?
Oh, 6:30 Eastern.
6:30 Eastern time. There we go.
Yeah,
shout out
thank you guys
to
for
production
tuning in. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and don't forget to come back. We'll have a lot more content for you. So, not tonight though. You can leave tonight. That's perfectly fine. I've been Booker, by the way. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I'm Treasure. I appreciate you guys being here. Check out the socials that have been scrolling across the bottom here. Send some likes and subscribe so you can keep up with the NJ action that is to come for the rest of this postseason, and especially going into the spring season after we get back from winter break. We'll be plenty to keep up with. Thank you guys so much for sharing your time and your evening with us. Have a great one.